So this is a speedrun for Magicka, The Stars Are Left. Start from chapter 1 and I play all the way through. The total time is basically 12.5 minutes. So I start here drinking my wizard, old wizard drink. You know, when wizards reach the stage when they're going, "Damn kids, get off my lawn." They start drinking old wizard drinks. And then Vlad calls them back to an adventure and tells them that they must not this time reveal the secret that Vlad is a vamp. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that now, was I? Oh well. So, in speedruns, you basically need to use mines to propel yourself through the air. And then you use rock armor so that you survive the fall. The reason for this is that it will glitch out in a number of scenarios, like this one. You can see it glitched out and did not actually spawn all those enemies in the, I guess, Colosseum? It's probably the wrong word. So you can travel across the map very quickly, and you don't really have to worry about triggering nearly as many enemies, which makes the game go a lot faster. So here I fly over the orcs. They don't even start becoming active because I didn't hit the trigger. They don't even try to fight. Same deal here, except they didn't even spawn. So now I move on to Parker, the boss of the first chapter. The trick with Parker is you pretty much just have to get underneath him and spam the Ice Wall of Doom. And he drops. Sounded like a robot there. So that was pretty much perfect for the first level. I don't think you can get much better than that. Now for the second chapter. There are 3 chapters in The Stars Are Left. Now you've got these singing guys who shoot sparkly particle thingies. I don't know. They're kind of funny. See, I caught on fire here and almost died, but I survived. And landed on that cave. If you recall, that cave was in the first adventure, and had rain at the entrance. So I just bypass all this crap. On to the village. Now, normally when you're doing a speedrun, you don't really want to talk to NPCs. However, this one's rather important. After you talk to him a bunch of times, he gets sick of your awful wizard manners and decides to give you a magic that is very useful. It's props party magic. You have to talk to this lady over here to get it. And it basically does 8,000 damage a hit. So it lets you deal with Cthulhu, or whatever his name is, Squidface, much more quickly. Now these guys are nasty. I bypassed most of them just by doing that. See, that was a big straight line stretch, so it's very easy to cross. This next section is a little bit trickier. It's actually possible to clear this cliff that I run into, but I haven't seemed to be able to reproduce that. So I run up here and then just fly past the bridge and the Vlad cutscene. Which brings me to the village. And of course, this guy hilariously is still singing. So here I am about to face Dagon, the master of seagulls or some crap like that. Now this is props party magic. I'm spamming it at where he's gonna spawn right now. hopefully, I do a bunch of damage before he even gets a chance to fight. And now it's just Ice Wall of Doom the rest of the way. Unfortunately, I keep missing it with my fire, and ouch! He he turned me into a cultist. And then I didn't kill cultist me before the cutscene triggers. So my former self is hacking away at my current self. And it's on to the corpse city of R'hllor. City of the Lord of Light. Populated by reanimated zombies. I suppose that I may be getting it wrong. It might actually be the city of R'hllor, which is slightly different from R'hllor. Different cults, you see. In fact, entirely different fantasy universes. But whatever. Let's not quibble over such details. This is the third chapter. It's a bit trickier to get through. There are some glitches you can exploit. Flying around helps a lot. Like, I don't think you're really supposed to be able to throw healing rocks through walls like that, but you can do it. And it lets you activate the, whatever those are, the red orby thingies. Now what I do here is freeze that big one because he's really hard to get past if you run into him in a narrow place. And he will also basically one-hit kill you if he grabs you. He's like a Yeti or a... what are the other ones? Those tree thingies. Haven't quite figured out how to get down once he grabs you. It's probably the same thing as the Yetis. You set yourself on fire, except I never have the presence of mind to do it. Now the tentacles are clear. So I need to move on to another room. The next room is really cool. It's the... it's this very complicated puzzle with orbs and mirrors, and man, it's just hard to get through.
Lyssna. You tror att det är
very difficult. Takes a long time. But why take time when you can fly? Once again, rock armor is to keep you from dying. Only that time I didn't put enough rocks in it. But fortunately, the revive fairy was so nice and just revived me right there. And now the water's running. Very important to have running water. It's one of the hallmarks of a first world country, or in this case, first world corpse city. It's good for cleanliness, it's good for hygiene, it's good for, you know, being able to drink water. Oh, Dagon's back, so I have to go kill him again. He's rather annoying. Yeah, if he lands on me, he kills me. Thankfully, the revive fairy is here to save the day. A lot of people have complained about the revive fairy dumbing it down, and yes, it does make the game easier, but when you're doing a speedrun, you just use whatever advantage the game gives you. If it's within the rules of the game, you use it. And glitches are kind of in the rules of the game. Because when I say the rules of the game, I of course mean the programming rules of the game, not the rules as potentially originally intended by the authors. So once again, this is a platform where you can sort of get healing crystals onto it to activate the switch. But it's best to kill those guys first. I don't remember what this switch does, but it's probably important. So I clear it. And then there's a river there you don't want to mess with. And you'll need rock armor, of course, to get across this bridge. You can actually trigger the orb without getting the walls raised on you. Well, they do raise, but you're not underneath between them. So now that big monster is trapped in the walls and you can just run along your way. I've actually skipped a room. There is another room required to extend a bridge that we will see up ahead. It's a room where you have to walk along these shimmery, translucent paths. You can't really see them very well. You have to use healing mines in order to see what you're doing. The other option with that room is actually to just mine across, but it's kind of pointless because, as you will see in one moment, you can do exactly the same thing here. And now there's no bridge problems. Now I almost died, but details, details, details. So now it's on to Cthulhu, Squidface, himself. And this is probably the worst part of this speedrun. I didn't kill nearly as fast as you can. I'm not that precise when casting magics. I tend to get a little bit out of order. I'm a lot better with just standard spells. The damn spacebar. So I'm a little slow here, and he gets to move around a bit. So, I mean, he's at half health now. Realistically, if I'd done this properly, he'd be dead right now. So I got a couple more hits in, but I got damaged. So I have to run around, I have to heal. And now he's summoned Dagon. So I'm running away from both of them. And he's also cast Time Warp, which is very, very annoying. When you cast Time Warp yourself, I don't feel like it messes up your ability to cast elements. Or I may just be misremembering, or I haven't done it this patch. But when he does it, certainly, maybe this is the case always, but it makes it much harder to summon your elements because you're like typing like crazy, and then it's not doing anything. So he just sucked up that spark. So he's down to one hit, one more hit, but he ducked into the water. Realistically, this fight could have gone a lot faster. Okay, now that's over. So that was not quite a perfect speedrun. I could have done the boss fight better, but it was a defeatless speedrun, thank you to the Revive Fairy. And now I've level completed. I'm jumping in midair with that pause and my swords over my head. It might have gone faster with rogue robes, but I prefer the standard robes, and everyone has access to them. Now Vlad's being a complete jackass here and telling you how he was so sure that you would have teleported back instantly as soon as you defeated Cthulhu Squidface, but alas, you don't. And he needs to go back and drink some wine. So off he goes, and good luck to you. You're back in the situation of trying to do Town Portal. And of course you can't. So skip credits. And the no! There was a Darth Vader style no. And there you see 1227.